Ever wondered why some people can barely afford a meal while others have more than they could ever spend? This is a question about poverty. A reality in our world, poverty isn't just about lack of money, it's a complex issue that affects millions, shaping the course of lives and societies. It's more than just a social issue, it's a human issue, and understanding it is the first step towards addressing it. To fully grasp the issue of poverty, it's crucial we break it down and understand its different types. Poverty isn't a one-size-fits-all term, it comes in various forms. Let's explore these forms in a bit more detail. Firstly, we have absolute poverty. This is the most severe form of poverty, where individuals or families cannot meet the basic needs for survival. These needs include food, shelter, and healthcare. Imagine a family in a remote village miles away from the nearest town. They may be living in a makeshift shelter, struggling to find enough food each day. This is a stark example of absolute poverty. Secondly, we have relative poverty. It's less about survival and more about keeping up with the standards of living in a particular society. Consider a family living in a bustling city. They have a home, food, and access to healthcare, but they can't afford the extras, like a computer for their children's education or a car to get to work more quickly. They are not poor in the absolute sense, but they are poor compared to the average living standards in their society. Lastly, we have subjective poverty. This is when people perceive themselves as poor, even if their income is above poverty thresholds. For instance, a person might have a decent income, but if they feel they can't afford the lifestyle they desire, they may see themselves as poor. Now that we've uncovered the different phases of poverty, it's time to delve into what causes it. Poverty doesn't just appear out of nowhere, it's a result of various factors. Let's start with the lack of education. Education is like a key that opens the door to opportunities. Without it, individuals may find it difficult to secure well-paying jobs or develop the skills to escape poverty. A person's level of education is often closely linked to their economic status. Next up is unemployment. Without a steady source of income, people often struggle to meet their basic needs. This can spiral into a cycle of poverty that's hard to break. Unemployment doesn't just affect individuals either. It can have a ripple effect, impacting families and entire communities. Now let's talk about social inequality. This is a broad term that includes discrimination based on race, gender, and other factors. Social inequality can limit access to resources, education, and opportunities. It can also contribute to a cycle of poverty that persists across generations. Finally, we have economic factors. These can include things like inflation, economic downturns, and lack of access to credit or capital. These factors can make it difficult for people to improve their economic situation, leading to a perpetuation of poverty. In a nutshell, poverty isn't a standalone issue. It's intertwined with various social, economic, and educational factors. By understanding these causes, we can start to unravel the complex web of poverty. Understanding the causes of poverty is a step closer to finding solutions. But before we can do that, we need to understand the effects of poverty. Poverty doesn't only affect the people who live through it, it has a ripple effect that touches everyone. Let's delve into how poverty impacts individuals, families, and societies at large. On an individual level, poverty can limit access to basic human needs such as nutrition, clean water, and healthcare. This lack can lead to malnutrition and diseases, inhibiting a person's ability to lead a healthy life. Moreover, poverty can also limit one's access to quality education, thereby stifling their potential and prospects for a brighter future. Within families, poverty can strain relationships and exacerbate stress levels. The constant worry about meeting basic needs can create tension and conflict. Additionally, it can force children into labor to supplement the family income, depriving them of their childhood and education. On a societal level, poverty can lead to a cycle of deprivation and inequality. Communities with high poverty rates often face challenges such as increased crime rates, lower educational attainment, and poor health outcomes. This not only affects the individuals living in poverty, but also the larger society. Poverty also has far-reaching implications for a country's economic growth and social development. It inhibits investment in human capital, which in turn affects productivity and economic development. Poverty is a pressing issue that needs our attention. By understanding its types, causes, and effects, we are better equipped to fight it.